be playing these maps when the game comes out. I'm gonna be playing these maps too. We're gonna see.
So what's going through your mind while you're playing?
Well,
oh, never mind. Actually, I wouldn't have wanted to do that. Never mind. I don't want to be invited anymore. Never mind. Never mind.
no.
Why though?
I'm alright. Oh no! No! Never mind. This shit is corny as fuck. Oh my fucking god, dude. Ah!
So what's going through your mind while you're playing?
It's complicated.
Oh no!
4 terrific speedrunners that have had plenty of experience in the Mario universe. You see the completionists, Abdallah, the Dragon Feeny, and Yellow Killer B. And 9, we were having some breakfast earlier. We chatted with them. They're excited for this. They feel like there's a clear favorite amongst the 4 of them, though.
Yes, they do. 3 of the 4 selected Dragon Feeny as the favorite. The one who did not was Dragon Feeny herself, ever the humble competitor. But that first round is going to be really important because whoever wins that is going to get to choose their partner, and it might be Dragon Feeny.
And Vish, we were highlighting some of the new features in Super Mario Maker 2 as opposed to Super Mario Maker. What are some things we might possibly see as these players see the courses for their very first time?
Well, the big thing is there's a new game mode. Like there's a whole new game type with Mario 3D World. So you might see a Meowser, you might see Cat Mario. There's all sorts of new contraptions in the fray for this new Mario Maker. Aside from that, you have things like slopes, you have things like parachutes that are just going to add a new little element of surprise, and these players are going to have to deal with that on the fly while getting their best time possible. It's going to be a fun ride.
Well, as you look at Abdallah and the completionists, you'll notice that they've got face masks on. They've got noise-canceling headphones on. Oh, look at that. That's just a holiday card right there. Bestest buddies. It's okay. You can smile, completionist. You're here having fun right now. He can't hear me. Those work very well. I like that. So they obviously won't get a chance to be a couple of sneaky sneaks and see the level as it gets played. But as we get set for Yellow Killer B and the Dragon Feeny to take place here, we mentioned those new features and that risk reward as far as how fast you want to go through this 9 versus maybe I dip my toe in the pool rather than take a cannonball because I'm not sure what's coming next.
It's all about creativity too and adapting on the fly. As a couple of you have said, you can take maybe one path and try it a certain way. Maybe that doesn't work. So the second time you might try it again, but that third time, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times.
Those Nintendo Switch fucking Turtle Beaches.
It's one thing when you're back in the comfy confines of your
or
living room or your
Astros.
bedroom
I don't even
playing
know.
this game and getting a chance to hit the reset button if you struggle, but you're on a big stage here right now. We've got a fantastic audience in the crowd getting set to watch this. We've got a lot of people watching this through the stream and everything as well too. The nerves that might be going through these players real quickly here.
Yeah, I mean, it is a big stage like you mentioned, and it's the first time that we're seeing Super Mario Maker 2 in a stage like this. And from talking to the players, they don't have too much experience on a stage like this, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they deal with the nerves and playing like a technical game like Mario Maker or Mario in general while you're speedrunning is going to be very, very crucial for them to not feel nervous in the middle of their runs.
Well, the wait is over. Let's hit the start button. The Dragon Feeny versus Yellow Killer B, our opening speed run in round 1 of the Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019. Let's start the countdown. 2, 1, and go. As they get set, they'll be hitting the start button at the same time. The Dragon Feeny on the left-hand side of your screen, Yellow Killer B on the right. And already 9, what genre of Mario are we seeing here?
Got a little Super Mario 3D World, how about that? And the slopes coming out immediately, and this is already a new feature. This block, when you ground pound it, immediately goes to its full extent and unveils a new pathway.
The Dragon Feeny in early lead decides to go with the right path, and so does Yellow Killer B. And we see here, Fish, a couple of different paths in these exclamation blocks.
Can you not wall jump in these?
Yeah, this
oh,
is
you can wall jump.
As Nine pointed out, so you want to be able to use the ground pound to get all of them fully expanded, and from there you can make your way through this level. But I'm surprised that both of them went to the right off the bat, and definitely a little bit of a lead for Yellow Killer B. But I wonder how she's going to traverse through the rest of the stage now.
Yellow Killer B up towards the top.
Yo, didn't they say that the other one was gonna win? What the fuck?
The Yellow Killer B.
They said that Dragon was gonna win, dude. Oh, she got the car.
Get ready for some fun here.
Well, I think I've seen this before. The bounce and going all the way up here. This is all about conserving your momentum. The trick in this segment of the level is you can't mess up because you don't get a chance to build speed a second time.
Yellow Killer B driving underneath the thumb. Oh, no!
What the fuck?
Has to make a U-turn and go back into traffic. Meanwhile, the Dragon Beanie on your left-hand side still trying to navigate those exclamation blocks. And Yellow Killer B. Oh, a little collision coverage right there. She bumps into the spikes, looking for the exclamation block, and she's on to the next
Oh my
part
god,
here.
dude.
And already, you see the different
Yo,
things that
she's
can be thrown
still
at these
at the
players.
thing,
Dragon
dude,
Beanie decided to go to the
no!
left, but this
No!
Yellow Killer B, we've got Cat Mario right here.
It's over,
Cat
dude.
Mario is finally making his appearance, and I like it. I like that Dragon Feeny tried on the right side and figured that she couldn't do it, so she went to the left side where she has the mushroom trampolines, and maybe that would be an easier time for her to traverse through this. But Yellow Killer B with a huge lead right now. That needs to use the crawl feature and the wall climb feature there with
Checkpoint.
the Cat Mario. Doing a great job already here. We got two options again with the blue
Oh my
and green.
god,
Green, of
dude.
course, actually goes a little bit slower than
Oh
the blue.
no, what is
And
going on, dude?
Yellow Killer B, she's not kidding around. You have to make sure that you handle these moving blocks, and the springs can throw players off quite a bit. When we talked to them prior to this, they said the one obstacle they don't like are springs.
It was a universal answer that they don't like, and you see that Yellow Killer B right now is trying to use wall jumps and stay ahead of that platform. But you got to be careful as you're making the jump.
Do it, do it,
She's
do
starting
it.
to figure it out here. The combination of the
No,
blocks
don't
as well
fall,
as
what are you
the wall
doing?
jumps might get her out,
Oh.
but that's another level clear.
Yellow Killer B scratching her way to the top, sees the tube at this point, and Yellow Killer B continues to extend her lead. Bish, we've already seen a variety of obstacles. More springs coming up here. Yellow Killer B trying to go on the treadmill.
Oh, you
A
didn't-
couple
you
of
didn't-
treadmills up in the air, though. I wonder if those coins
That's
should
the
lead
end
her
right
there,
there.
Bish.
Right, yeah, it feels like you want to follow the coins typically when you see these kind of levels, and the arrows specifically. The
Holy
on-off
shit,
switch is a
dude,
new
what?
feature here in this Mario Maker 2, which actually turns the directions of the conveyor belt.
Oh!
And Yellow Killer B makes it all the way to the finish
Oh
line.
my god.
Buzz, buzz, buzz. Yellow Killer B, the first one to cross the finish line. Impressive right there. Dragon Feeny will have 30 seconds left to finish up the level.
She
We
gave
see
up?
already
What did she
she's
gave up?
alternating pink and blue blocks. You have to have a lot of really precise timing with this here, Nine.
Yep, you saw right there. If you don't get the jump off at the right time, you will fall through. And that's the difference between this left and right side. This is more timing based, whereas that right side was about identifying which block you had to use.
Okay.
Dragon Feeny avoiding some thwomps right there, hopping on top of those happy clouds, getting inside the tube. Yellow Killer B, meanwhile, just sitting back, chilling. She already crossed the goal. An impressive job by our first two speedrunners handling that. And as we said, Vish, it's all about learning with the obstacles and adapting. And we saw that especially with Yellow Killer B as Cat Mario on that green moving
A
platform. She
DNF,
finally found the
dude.
rhythm after a couple of tries.
No.
Right, yeah, it really is all about using the climb, I think, with Cat Mario, because you can go just a little bit higher, and then from there jump to the next area and then do your wall jumps and whatnot. But I think it was very interesting that Dragon Feeny was stuck in that one area between the two different ways that she could have gone. And I think maybe if she had gone back to the mushroom trampoline a little bit earlier, it might have worked out well, because some players are just better at certain aspects of the game.
And Nine, those exclamation blocks are very tricky, especially when you're trying to wall jump, because some of those blocks you have to hit. Others, they're not going to really help you out too much.
And again, sometimes finding out which of the blocks you need to hit is almost a luck-based thing. And not all of those blocks are created equal. And really, I think that the most important part is identifying which of the blocks are nice. So if you do fall, you can make it back up without losing too much time.
Not
And
all
you look
those
at the
blocks
pacing
are
as well,
created
too, Vish.
equal.
It seemed like they weren't really hitting the brakes too much. A nice little rhythm, but they also didn't get themselves in too much trouble by going too fast.
Right. I think that's going to be the risk and reward that we're talking about a little bit. Because if you
My
go
man is
all the way
breaking
just
down like
holding
a
right the
boxing
entire time,
match
there's
or
gonna be little
something, like
traps
for
in the map that
Mario.
can set you back.
Just
You might save 5 seconds, but lose 30
complete
seconds in the long
bullshit.
run. So I think just being a little cautious goes a long way in the end.
The Dragon Feeny and Yellow Killer B, our first two participants. Yellow Killer B crossing the finish line first. We'll get her official time for you here shortly to see what Abdallah and the completionists have to get if they want to be in first place. Don't forget, the winner of our opening round gets to choose their teammate for round 2. And this is where a little gamemanship comes in here, Nine, because you have to ask yourself, do I pick the strongest person to help me out in the second round, meaning I have a stronger opponent in the finals, or do I maybe pick somebody that struggled a little bit and maybe make my path in the finals that much easier?
Well, I've heard that some competitors might be maybe not trying 100% here in the early rounds just to make sure that they can throw people off here. So I think the games have already started, but you laid it out perfectly there. Are you assuming that you
Yeah,
can
she
get
got
through that second
DNF
round with a
because she was
lesser teammate,
fucking.
Or do you want to get there?
It was
and
all a
change
part of
your
the
round
massive
beside
plan,
itself?
dude.
All right, let's get set for our next speed run here between
was a
Abdallah
massive
and the completionists here
fucking
as they get
game
set for the
of
same
chess.
level we just saw. They haven't seen it yet. They were blindfolded and had the noise-canceling headphones on. They're excited. They're ready to roll. The crowd is hyped up. Here we go. Let's take another look at this first course in Super Mario Maker 2 as part of our Invitational. Let's get the countdown rolling here in just one moment. And off we go, both players hitting start at the same time because they exercise good sportsmanship. That's what we like to see. And we saw earlier, there's a big blooper that comes out of the top question block, but we've got the completionist. He's trying to complete the level already, Vish. It's all about the speed here, rather.
Right.
Damn, this dude is fucking off, dude. Holy shit, he's gone.
Power up that the other players kind of avoided because they're going for the speed run.
Oh, dude!
And again,
This guy! Yo, he knows what he's doing, dude!
And that's what we see right here, Nine. Taking that exclamation point. Maybe it's the big yellow blocks that just draw your attention.
Oh!
But already the completionist picking up the trick of using that ground pound. Abdallah, though, losing a life and having to go back to the beginning. Huge lead for the completionist here.
It is. And one more block we saw. This takes you almost right up. Can he complete the whole jump? Can he salvage this? It looks like he is. Great spin all the way through. What a fantastic save there by the completionist. Checkpoint reach.
The aerial acrobatics to find himself in the cart portion at this point. And as you said, very precise jumps needed during this part if you want to avoid an accident. Oof. Those springs already trying to deter the completionist. And you take a look on the side, on the left-hand side with the completionist, those springs
go in the door.
Abdallah, right now on the right-hand side of your screen, doing a great job bouncing off those platforms.
Dude, he's gonna catch up. He's gonna catch up. He's gonna catch up. He's gonna catch up.
Because if you hesitate a little bit on this course, you end up actually hitting those springs that we saw earlier there. And Abdallah not jumping also towards the end of that area is actually very clutch because a lot of players are tricked up by it and they end up jumping a little bit and having to do that entire course again.
Abdallah moving on to the Cat Mario portion. Meanwhile, the completionist.
Wait, did they just change, like, did they just switch scene? What the fuck? They just changed? What the fuck?
Physics can jump a little bit higher.
Why did they just change those?
Going that way, and once again, going over to the green side here.
They just swapped them.
The block on the left side does move a little bit quicker here, so it's a little bit easier if you want to get the speed, but sometimes that means you'll miss it too.
Wait.
We're going to try it right here.
And that's a good point. The
wait, what the fuck just happened? Hold on, they're like... Wait, what the fuck? Did they fuck up?
Abdallah struggling just a little bit with the block portion, giving the completionist some time to catch up, but looks like the completionist is just going for a joyride right now.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like Abdallah is just trying to remember how to play Cat Mario because he's doing the glide when he wants to do the wall climb.
And the commentators are acknowledging it as like that. Wait, I thought that was the completionist dude on the right.
During a course like this,
isn't he further?
In terms of wall jumps.
And that's
what
a good
the
point.
fuck just happened?
Abdallah prior to this competition, he said the physics for Cat Mario very tricky. He pointed that out, and early on already having to deal with it. Meanwhile, the completionist in the Cat Mario stage has a chance to catch up here.
I don't know who's who anymore. They fucked it up, dude.
Even with them once they get to that checkpoint here, and I think Abdallah's starting to figure it out there. Instead of standing on top of that very slow green platform, instead maybe using it to try to climb up. But it looks like he's found another way. That creativity paying off.
Right.
I'm wondering if the right is still the same, or if they actually did like fuck. I don't know what the fuck.
To really think
what happened?
What movements he wanted to do and do the climb right before his jump. So he will make it to the next portion here. And again, you gotta follow those coins and you gotta follow those arrows.
Abdallah at the end just has to climb those last moving treadmills as you see here. There's one, there's two. And here's one of those on-off switches that can affect so many different things, but Cat Mario making, Abdallah misses the exclamation mark and has to go all the way back to the bottom. Here comes the completionist in the block portion. Is there enough time for him to catch up? Don't forget, they're racing our winner from the earlier round right now. We'll see how that time stacks up as Abdallah reaches the top of the pole first. And we'll have 30 more seconds for the completionist just to play around with Super Mario.
What just happened?
Yeah,
the overlay just went away.
Complete the level right
what just happened?
He really wants to see what else is in there. I appreciate it. I like
16 seconds left, but you talk about the different physics that you have to get used to, and already you're implementing traps and hazards from 2D side scrollers. You've got Super Mario 3D World and Cat Mario trying to handle that. You've got springs, moving blocks, so many things you have to account for here, Nine.
Yes, and I think that right here, as we do see that time tick away, it really was not understanding the Cat Mario physics.
Did he give up?
Threw him off there. There was a chance to
climb the
ball earlier, but instead looking for a more traditional.
Did he just give
jump.
up?
I think maybe a little more familiarity, and that would have gone quick.
It's surprising how
so
high
it was
Cat
him
Mario
on the
can
other
jump. A lot of
side.
times you don't have to use that glide, especially in that portion, just to make your way on up. But that glide can really throw you off sometimes.
No, yeah, the Cat Mario definitely is a little bit difficult because in the portions like that, you're trying to just go and do the wall jump as soon as possible, but actually doing the climb just a little bit so you can time your jump and get a little bit more height is very crucial for that particular portion of the level.
So Abdallah wins the head-to-head matchup against the Completionist. We do want to clean up one thing. In that prior race with Yellow Killer B and the Dragon Feeny, their graphics were on the incorrect side of the
They
screen.
had it
so
labeled
the
wrong
Dragon
at the
Feeny
beginning.
actually winning that first round. And we'll see how her time stacks up against Abdallah. I believe she had
That's
the fastest
confusing
time,
as
so she'll get
fuck.
a chance to choose her teammate in the second round. But already early on, 9, we saw that on a given level, you can go left or right, and sometimes choosing the right path that plays to your strengths is all the difference in the world.
Well, it's all about the strengths, and we saw trying to shift back over to the left side after a little bit of struggles on the right side there. That's where those split-second decisions come in, because we've seen how fast these players can get through a level that they've never seen before. There really isn't that much room to mess up.
And you saw the kart Mario portion in the car. Very difficult for the Completionist at times because you have to maintain that momentum. Not much of a problem for Abdallah.
Yeah, no, the Cooper car is it's kind of difficult when you're not sure what's going to show up next, right? Because you have to keep your momentum, you have to keep your speed throughout that level, and then there's also one portion where you're not supposed to jump, where it's on the rest of it you're supposed to jump. So keeping all of that in mind is actually quite difficult as it's going so fast.
Well, let's take a look at the times after our first round in the 4 speed runs and see who had the fastest time. And it looks like the Dragon Feeny in 3:11, Abdallah 33 seconds behind. And
Wait,
you see
what?
Yellow Killer
Wait,
B,
wait,
the
wait, wait,
Completionist,
what?
unable to finish due to the speed of the Dragon Feeny and Abdallah. And we've been told that the Dragon Feeny, for her teammate in round 2,
Did they fuck up? Wait, what the fuck? Did they fuck up the first one? The whole first one got fucked up, so it was actually the other person?
now they get set for the co-op course, and this is where communication comes in. It's so important, and that cooperative play as well too, 9.
Well, player 2 is always important whenever you're going through a game like this, and it's really important that
Oh my God! What the fuck is going on, dude?
Rely on somebody saying, "All right, let's look at what we've got here. We're gonna time."
Yeah,
this
they
in
said
1,
that,
2,
dummy.
3, something.
Who's the fucking dipshit who fucked it up in the first place? I'm the dummy for being confused at this massive fuck up? I'm the dummy here? Excuse me? Someone needs to be fired. Not me.
Up for a while as well too, and you mentioned working together, and another fact of this game that we saw earlier in the first course, the on-off switch and how that might be implemented. Perhaps we see that more in these next couple of courses.
Yeah, it definitely will help out with the timing of things. You know,
If anything, that made the chick that everybody thought was going to win was actually winning, and it just made her look like really bad because it made it look like she was actually it made it look like she was losing.
It's going to be coming down to timing and how well you communicate with your ally. So I think maybe part of the reason why Dragon Feeny chose Yellow Killer B is perhaps, they've been hanging out a lot throughout this weekend, so maybe they have some good synergy that might help them out at this next level.
Synergy, nice business word right there. I'll see that on my next PowerPoint presentation. And 9, as you get set for co-op mode, and what we saw in this first course is it's almost like you walk into a section of these courses and you have to perceive everything around you and figure out, how do I solve this puzzle? And now it's going to be implementing most likely that second player. It's not just something you can do by yourself while your partner kicks back and drinks some lemonade.
Well, you do have 2 people, so it should reason that you can now figure it out twice as fast or something like that. So the communication is going to be just as important as what's going on in the game itself.
And also just the execution of the different moves that Mario can do. We saw that with Cat Mario, some of these players struggling as well too. You have to be very familiar with these power-ups, and it looks like our teams are set to go. Round 2, our co-op course here at Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019. The Dragon Feeny and Yellow Killer B taking on Abdallah and the Completionist. Let's get ready for the countdown here, folks.
Did they pick?
3,
Did they pick
2,
their?
1.
Did they pick?
And let's hit that start button here. As we said, it's co-op mode, Mario, Luigi, a little Super Mario World action here,
Yes.
9.
I know a lot of the competitors, when we were talking to them, said they are very familiar with this. So if there's ever going to be a mode that they will know what to do, this is going to be the time.
Early on, you see a bit of an obstacle here, trying to get to the top shelf. There's an on switch just staring you in the face. Dragon Feeny, Yellow Killer B, that figure it out. But now they've got an advanced Luigi on the bottom. They're starting to slowly figure it out. Hitting those on-off switches, opening up the gates, allowing them to progress here, Vish.
Yeah, like we're talking about. One person is doing the on-off, and the other person is just waiting. And in this particular moment, this is where the timing matters, right? Because he has to turn the switch on, and then the blue block will appear, and he has to jump on it. He has to do that 2 or 3 times, and they both make it to the second round at basically the same time.
Both teams sneaking through the door at the same time. Now
Oh shit, there's the crane.
Crane floating at the top. They're trying to jump off of each other's heads to grab it, use those physics to advance. Oh, Dragon Feeny and Yellow Killer Bee moving forward, but there is a P block right there. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that switch here, 9.
Fucking pick him up and throw him,
You could
dude.
ever get at the end of a crane game there. Dragon Feeny and Yellow Killer Bee move. They both get in at the same time. I cannot believe how close this is already. And now we see the switches again. It's going to be very important that they identify this because they are both moving at incredible speed.
And you see Abdallah and the completionist slightly further ahead than the Dragon Feeny and Yellow Killer Bee. Don't forget, whatever team
go back
wins
and get the
advances
spring.
to
Go back and
finals
get
where
the
they face
spring,
off
dude.
against each other. Abdallah and the completionist hitting that pow block, getting the spring to go. Mario trying to jump up with that spring, advances. Luigi on your right-hand side, just a few seconds
again.
behind here, Fish.
This is a really tight race. They are just neck and neck right now. They're really figuring out all the things they need to do and like throwing the pow block up there to get the spring. And now they just have one more little obstacle to complete here.
Stand under it. You gotta stand under it. Oh, he caught it. Never mind.
Past the gravy and past the pow block.
No! What are you doing?
No!
No!
They advance. Abdallah and the
Oh,
completionist.
who fucking biffed it?
It is exhausting having to grab a new pow block. Here comes another on-off section here, though, 9, and this is going to require a lot
There
of
you go.
communication, it looks like.
This one is a little bit tricky. The last time that we saw this switch, it was a little bit more obvious what you need to do. Here, there's going to be some bouncing that's involved. You can't get to it with a normal jump.
Abdallah and the completionist now equal with the Dragon Feeny and Yellow Killer Bee. And Bish, this is what we talked about. Seeing a puzzle in front of you and figuring out what do I do with all the tools at my disposal.
Right. I think just even like exploring a level or just like going through and seeing what options you do have could really help you out in a juncture like this.
You see Abdallah and the completionist on that left-hand side trying to jump onto the red block.
Oh!
They advance
Yeah, but now
Mario
what?
right
Oh,
there.
shit.
Ooh, what do you do here, 9? This looks precarious.
Well, they
Hit it
gotta figure out
twice.
quick.
Boom,
One,
hit it
two,
again.
three.
Oh!
The right idea, but unfortunately, the right idea is not enough. You got to start all over again.
And it comes to the execution we talked about, Bish. You can have the right idea, but at the end of the day, your thumbs have to be in sync with your brain.
Yeah, I mean, in a speedrun like this, you usually get like one try at most in terms of learning that kind of idea here. So he can't mess up again because you have to start all the way from the beginning. Will he get the timing down this time? You can see them biding their time.
Shuts the gate on him! Shuts the gate on him! Said, no, you can't come in for death.
Oh, shit.
No.
Abdallah and the completionist going back to the beginning. Meanwhile, Dragon Feeny, Yellow Killer Bee still trying to find the rhythm. But 9, this is an important point. You see a trap, how quickly can you go back through the puzzle and give yourself as many chances as possible?
Hey, you got it.
They can get through it there. Both sides know what they need to do. It's just a matter of execution. And as we get to another tricky room right here, it's up to the Dragon Feeny and Yellow Killer Bee to get through this as fast as possible.
And keep in mind, these red and blue blocks are now automatically switching off. And that's
Yo,
what
he
makes
just
it with the
fucking
on-off
Goomba
switch
stomped
here,
him,
Vic.
dude.
Other items can turn it on and off. But now that skull track is gone, let's go through the door and see what happens after that. Abdallah and the completionist. One room ahead on this course.
They had to
over
reset
Dragon
it.
Feeny and Yellow Killer Bee. They're going to give themselves another chance on the left here, trying to time things out. It looks like they might have figured this out. And Abdallah and the completionist taking the carpool through the tube. Is that going to be enough as you take a look coming out the
Oh,
pipe?
that's it.
A
That's it.
one-more
That's
trap
it.
here,
Throw
though,
him.
9.
It's
Just
a trap
fucking
and
throw
also a
him,
new
dude.
feature. They immediately go to grab each other. One, two.
Oh! That would have been so good.
Abdallah and the completionist trying to close
Fucking
out
chuck
this
him.
court and advance
Yay!
to the final. Yes, they do.
Yo, that looks
Abdallah
fucking
and the
sick, dude.
completionist high fives and dap around as they move on to the finals. Nicely done. Fantastic execution.
Imagine if you could play that online, dude. That would have been fucking awesome if you could play that online, the co-op map like that.
As the course even progressed, right? Like you could see
Fucking
them
A.
really on point with their timing. As soon as they got that one red-blue block at the start where you have to do it twice in order to continue the next one,
They're still
I feel like
playing.
they were totally in sync, and everything after that just kind of really smoothly came together for them.
In 9, it seemed like the difference in this course was how quickly Abdallah and the completionist figured out that one room where you've got to alternate the red and blue blocks and then time the double jump at the end. And they're able to rinse and repeat multiple times. Meanwhile, Yellow Killer Bee and the Dragon Feeny just couldn't get the rhythm down.
No, and it's remarkable not only how quickly they were able to adapt, but how quickly they figured out the exact timing that they needed to do. That is not easy to do. These people know what they're doing, and that skull track room that they got through, that took them 2 tries. They figured it out immediately and executed it right on that second try.
Well, we're at the finals, which means we do have to say goodbye to 2 of our competitors.
Crazy.
Crowd. Let's give a
Crazy.
big round of applause to Dragon Feeny and Yellow Killer Bee. Excellent work considering this is the first time they saw this game, and I'm sure they're going to just have a great time with it when it releases later this month. But
Damn,
We do
she
have
got
a finals to
eliminated?
get to.
She was
It'll
like
be
the favorite.
3
She got eliminated?
objective-based courses and then 1 finals course as well too. And this is where things get fun because now you've got different ways to finish courses here. You see round 1, the Dragon Feeny had the fastest time. She chose Yellow Killer B. However, Abdallah and the Completionist, with a bit of an upset in the second round, they'll pair off against each other in those finals. And as we said, the courses and the ways that you can complete them now, it's going to involve probably more puzzle solving.
Right, and this is a new feature that we have here, the ability to have clear conditions and then touching the flagpole or whatever it may be that's at the end of the level.
And there's different things that you can do. You can perhaps maybe collect a certain amount of coins, hit a P-switch possibly. So understanding that and realizing what you have to do, and these are probably going to be shorter courses as well too, Vish, so less margin for error.
Right. I think taking your time with courses like this really will pay off because there's going to be little precarious traps as you go along, right? So, and there's going to be levels where you may have to like escort something, you may have to have an item along with you, you might have to collect all the coins as you mentioned. So being very wary of what's coming
First
up
round
ahead
didn't matter.
while
First round they
taking-
were
while
able
going as fast as you can is
to
really
they were able to fucking
Well, let's get set
pick
for
a
our first
partner or
course
whatever
of the
the fuck.
finals, the first of 3 mini courses that are objective-based. So keep an eye out for what that objective is. It'll appear at the bottom of your screen here shortly. We've got Abdallah versus the Completionist. Course 1 of the finals. Let's get this countdown started here, crowd.
His hands are sweaty. He's got to like fucking. His hands are sweaty, dude.
They were really
My hands
chummy
get
in the
sweaty,
previous
too.
game, but now the gloves are off. Now they got to play against each other. Oh, look
Yeah,
at
I see a firm brow from the Completionist. He's ready to go. 3, 2, 1, and let's roll here. Both players hitting that play button at the same time.
Oh, it's got the
Finals
sun,
1,
dude.
a little Super
Angry
Mario
sun.
3 here, 9.
Well, you knew we were going to get it coming up eventually, and it's going to be reaching the goal after hitting all, in this case 1, piece.
Well, let's see what we have here. You go through the pipe, and there's a mushroom, and up. Just like airplane seats for me, too big to get through there, Fish.
Yeah, that's our first peek at the night mode feature that we have in Super Mario Maker 2. And it looks like there's twisters here as well, and we also have the little sandstorm feature, which is going to push you through that little area that's too difficult for you if you were a big Mario.
Abdallah trying to figure out which jigsaw piece can complete this puzzle right now. Can't make it through that pipe as long as you've got those twisters at the bottom. Hits the on-off switch.
Right there,
trying to
dude.
mess around
You
with
just
the
gotta-
twist
you
on the
gotta-
right-hand
you
side.
gotta- yeah.
Meanwhile, Completionist, knocks the twister off right there, and seems like both players still trying to kind of
You gotta
figure out
lead
how
him.
this course
Lead
works
it.
here, Nine.
Lead
You
it.
called it a puzzle earlier. It absolutely is. And everything that you see right here is self-contained. Both of them have gone through the door. They've gone back through the pipe. And it looks like the
I think he fucked
completionist
it
is
up.
starting to
You gotta
figure it out,
reset.
escorting that twister
You gotta-
all the way to the end. Almost
Hit it.
there. Gonna have to get it to drop just 1 more.
You'll notice that twister doesn't move to any empty block. It'll return back, but the twister drops down for the Completionist. Looks like our crowd is starting to kind of figure out this puzzle as well, too.
The crowd is figuring it out before them.
Right, yeah, I think both players are kind of figuring out the mechanics of this level and how to get the twister all the way to the right, left side there. And finally gets him all the way down, and that's going to move the P block all the way there, and he is going to be able to get it out. P-switch ready.
Oh,
No!
don't you hit a piece?
Yeah,
when you see
Oh
it?
my
You should.
God!
He's carrying it
Oh
like a watermelon
no!
at this
He
point.
kicked it
He
right
hits the
back.
piece
No!
with it.
What are you
Through
doing?
the pipe.
What are you
Abdallah
doing?
still trying to hit it. Completionist. Oh, he hits the mushroom at the
No!
end. The Completionist wins the first
No!
course, giving him a 3-second head start in the finals already. And that's what we saw, Nine, the ability to recognize a puzzle. How quickly can you rinse and repeat?
Well, talk about a margin for error here. They both actually did the same thing. They took the P-switch up to the block on the top right. The only difference is that the Completionist did not let the block go. We saw Abdallah do that, and once it's up there, you can't grab it again. It's floating in the air, you're floating in the air, and we didn't see it there, but he actually had to reset the level anyway.
And it goes back to the mechanics of not only Mario, Vish, but the different traps and hazards you're going to see, understanding how those
I'll be honest, they probably like overthought that, probably from just playing like shitty fucking Mario Maker maps. They probably overthought that and thought that they needed to like fucking do more with the P block, but they didn't. So I think that's probably what they were both trying to do. I think they were just overthinking it, because like, I mean, that's only natural because of the nature of the first fucking game.
set for our second course here between Abdallah and the Completionist. The Completionist taking the first one with a 3-second head start. They're ready to go. They're exhaling. They're ready to roll. Let's get this countdown started here. All right, we've got our second course here, and 9. What are the rules for this one here?
Reach the coin, or the goal, after grabbing all 100 coins. You do have to reach the coins, in fact, 100 of them, and you see right there, that flag is not yet there. Let's hop into the pipe and see what we've got.
And also, what genre are we working with here so they're familiar with the controls?
Yeah, this is Super Mario World 3D, so we're going to be able to see what's going on here. Or new Mario Maker's Wii U. So we're going to have the...
Hello? Is he not? What did he say?
Side, using that wall jump and those swinging cranes. Abdallah flying forward right now.
New Super Mario 3U.
Trying to go to the top. You see those mines might help here. 9 already. Abdallah blowing through this course.
That's 90 coins right there. Needs to find 10 more. And as you look up to the top of your screen, another new feature, 10 coins in one. You saw a few blocks get broken right there. I think Abdallah already knows. It's just on execution, but watch out. The completion is not far behind, but that's all 100.
Abdallah now just has to descend to the bottom. And
that was a really easy map. Holy shit.
Here,
that was a really easy map.
He traversed this so quickly because it was tight timings to do those little wall jumps and make sure that you get the propeller in.
So taunting by
the BM, dude! Oh my god! BM, what the fuck are you doing? Why? Oh my god!
Oh, I know that. Heating up here at the Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019. Friends are now foes. Abdallah rubbing it into the face and beard of the completionist right there, 9.
That nod that the completionist gave was not a happy nod. That was
what the heck?
We got one more. Yeah, let's see who gets the lead.
This dude's falling. This dude's sleeping. There's someone sleeping.
Thank you. 1-1 is the score now, so neither player.
Someone is literally sleeping in the crowd.
We're ready for course number 3. Let's keep this action rolling here, crowd. You know what to do when that countdown begins. Let me hear you
Oh
sing.
my god, dude. Let me refresh because I fucked up the thing. There you go.
Reach the goal. Well, riding Yoshi. I know there's some Yoshi fans in the crowd. Come on, who doesn't love him? Right at the beginning, you get to jump on him.
Someone's actually sleeping.
Waiting for them.
A lot of saws, and that's not something Yoshi likes. Yoshi bouncing up the cannonball on the left-hand side for Abdallah. Slight lead, hits the off switch. I wonder what comes out of there. Avoiding the fire, but a twister sent him straight into the spike. And Abdallah losing a life right now. Oh, but the completionist able to move forward, jumping underneath the saws, and you see some dripping water. Avoids the icicle falling down, but then that pink bumper knocking him off, and you got to be careful here, Fish.
Yeah. That being said, I feel like the completionist really went through that stage quite fast. He was able to duck under the saws really well, carrying the momentum while he slides. And then he also went through the icicle portion pretty quickly. And now he's already on the second part, and we're gonna see seesaws here. You gotta have to make sure to put your weight on the right portion.
God.
And jumped. According to completionist, finished that so fast.
Under a minute. Completion.
He should have fucking BM'd him too.
It's all business. You see the collar, you see the suit jacket right there. He'll take a 3-second head start into our final course. And how about that? Dancing around the hazards throughout that entire level 9.
Damn, she fucking took the controller from him.
We get to talk about the mechanics of that level there. I was gonna say. Well, you know, if you bounce off Yoshi, he can run around and you can jump back on him. The completionist said, no, I'll keep my dino the entire time. Let's just run through this, no problem whatsoever.
Prehistoric preservation by the completionist right there as we move on to our final course. And as we said, a 3-second head start for the completionist.
Okay.
And so it seems like these players are getting more comfortable. These courses are flying by much quicker as they get more invested in this game. And you'll see the finals. The 3 minis plus 1 final. The completionist taking 2 out of those 3, which means you have a nice, comfortable 3-second head start. But as we know, sometimes 3 seconds isn't much time in these final courses,
Potentially. In those last couple of games, though, they were like pretty neck and neck, and some of them are speeding through it like we saw completionist. So 3 seconds might actually be make or break in this last game we're going to see here.
Let's get set for our final course of the Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019. Crowd, let's get this thing rolling. The completionist taking on Abdallah. One more course to determine who will be our champion this year. Let's get set. Oh, the completionist hitting the start button first. Obviously, you get that 3-second head start.
Oh,
so that's
I thought that. I was like, wait, what? Damn.
Of course, there's going to be lava here, 9.
Of course, there's going to be lava, and this was the one that we hadn't seen yet. We're taking it back all the way to the classic there, and neither one of them clearing it so far. A little stumble there at the start, but of course, lava. I wonder who we're going to see at the end.
Speed run, dude. Just fucking jump. Just fucking go. Jump. Yeah, he's got it. See? Just fucking go. Speed run.
Here. Abdallah slightly ahead.
Oh!
Oh, we've got a big boom boom floating down right now, 9.
Look at how quickly Abdallah went across that, and the speed means too much. The
They both
completion
died.
is taking the more cautious route, meets the same fate. They're going to start again. I'm starting to think those 3 seconds may not matter too much.
And Bish, this is where rinse repeat becomes very important because you're going to get back to the same part that you stumbled against. How quickly can you get back to that same area?
Yeah, just fucking
I think it's
run,
gonna be
dude.
like
Run,
a huge learning
run,
process as they
run.
traverse this level, right? And that 3
Just
seconds allow him to
go.
get maybe 1 extra try. And Abdallah's already.
Oh, no!
And
He got fucking debated.
The pump fake by the spike. The
Ah, come on, what the fuck? Hey! No!
spike said, in the kind words of Dikembe Mutombo, no, no, no.
Oh, man.
But, you know, we talked earlier about how lots of different elements of a level.
What the
we
fuck
saw
is
earlier,
going
a
on,
shell hitting
dude?
on a block.
No!
This time it's a spike. You've got to be aware of everything. And even though Abdallah had
All right,
made
there
it
we go.
further than the completionist, they
Jesus
started the same
Christ,
area.
dude.
Abdallah jumping just a little bit too high and catches his cap on the icicle. Meanwhile, the completionist is taking a nice little Sunday cruise, and he sees the trap ahead. Oh, but he jumps too early, and he falls into the lava. Abdallah with a chance to take the lead. He's got to navigate. But he
What
falls
is
to the
going
same
on,
fate as earlier,
dude?
and
Jumped
already
into the
this
ice.
lava
Oh,
castle
no.
is causing a lot of issues for both our runners here, 9.
And now both of them know the trick to this, right? They have both been fooled by the same things a couple of times. This is really rinse and repeat, repetition, maybe little refinements here, but at this point, it's really just about making sure you execute the plan you already know.
And Vish, what's very difficult is you want to
There you go.
execute
He's got
what
it.
you know
He's got
right
it.
on the
He's got
other
it.
side.
He's got
There's
it.
somebody
He's got
competing
it.
right
He's got
against
it.
you, and you've got
He's
to
got
put the
it.
pedal to the metal.
Yeah, I mean, you want to like take your time just a little bit, but at the same time, you got to go as fast as you can. And completion is finally able to get all the red points. Will he go to the next?
He got
portion?
one
Yes,
coin.
he did.
He does.
He's there. But what is waiting for him on the other side of that door?
Uh-oh, a seems
Oh my God, he just does it. He does that right away.
Through the castle and reaches the first checkpoint. Here comes another interesting part. Has the icicles falling, staying on the moving
Ooh.
platform, but
Thank
He
goodness
falls.
for checkpoints.
in all of our excitement, Abdallah moving forward, and he's tiptoeing on this moving platform, but he falls to the same fate as well, too, and this is tricky here, Nine, because
no,
those icicles
this is
are falling
crazy,
faster than
dude.
the platform's moving.
Right, and I think Abdallah has already done it. You saw that he is starting much
It looks
further
like
back on the
that,
platform, and
that
he's inching
platform
his
has
way to
ice,
the right,
fucking
staying
physics
clear
on it,
for just a
too.
few more feet
He's, like,
and
sliding.
gets to the next portion, but what waits?
Just like getting candy in the middle of the night, you have to tiptoe down the hallway. Abdallah moving his way up the spikes to some more swinging cranes. Tries to go underneath the icicle
fuck?
here, and this is where that risk reward and speed factor comes in here, Fish.
Right,
Dude,
right. With
what the
swing crane, you know,
fuck is
to
going
start
on?
the, fall
Spectrum!
of the icicle,
You
and then from
fucking
there, able to get to the
cocksuckers!
next swinging crane. So using all the physics.
Please!
Of the Mario Maker 2,
Thank you.
And using the physics there to be able to jump on the opposite way from the swinging crane.
And
Ah,
don't forget,
Jesus!
slopes just don't go downhill. If you're an optimist, they go up as well too. 9.
Oh my
Here
God,
comes an
what is
interesting
going
part
on?
with Vines and Abdallah.
Is there-
It's hard to be very careful.
What the fuck is going on?
I think Abdallah's been the more aggressive of the two players, but here's saying, all right, let's just get across this. If I fall, I have a
feel like this
long
happens
way
every
back
time we
up.
watch,
As
like,
the
a YouTube
completionist
stream.
Says, hey, wait a minute, I'm climbing this mountain too.
And Abdallah also saying one hazard he doesn't like, the solo spikes from the original Super Mario Brothers. You see it right there as those watermelon-looking
Dude, what the
bouncers
fuck?
making this climb to the summit just a little bit tougher. But Abdallah navigating that section. Now he has a slope with some springs here, Fish.
And they all mentioned how much they dislike springs. There's a lot of springs in this portion, and you fall all the way down if you end up messing up this portion here of the swing claw. This is very tricky. I think this
What
is, where
is
risk reward really
happening,
comes into play
dude?
because you don't want to fall all the way down and have to redo this entire course.
Completion is not too far behind, using those swinging cranes to make his way up the mountain.
Yeah, dude, yeah,
Abdallah
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
figure
you
out
got
the
it.
seesaw with the twister. A lot of components here, and once again, you have to be familiar with the mechanics of these hazards here, 9.
And you see right there, just not enough height to get up there. Gonna try it again. Abdallah knows what he needs to do here. He needs to manipulate where that twister is and lower him on the
This
seesaw.
looks like
And
my
on the other side,
streams.
the completion is never far behind.
He's on the vine portion as well, too, so we know he's hot on the heels of Abdallah.
Turn off auto
is playing
quality?
on the playground right now with the seesaw and the twister, trying to figure out how do I get up to that. Abdallah just playing on the playground right now with the seesaw and the twister, trying to figure out how do I get up to that bridge. Another puzzle-solving component here, Fish.
Yeah, and I think he's finally figured it out where he got him all the way to the tippy top of that seesaw, and now he will make his way to the next portion of the support pipe. But completionist not too far behind if you can figure out how to do these swing claws really quickly.
Checkpoint reached by Abdallah.
Oh,
You see some more rising
enemy
lava.
spam,
A lot of Goombas
dude.
trying to crowd the club. Oh, there he is. There's Bowser, but it looks like Bowser has updated his home security system. A couple more obstacles to try and take down King Koopa.
And this really is the puzzle here. Can they figure out the quickest and most efficient way? You see some spikes on top here. Gonna swing over there, and you look, Abdallah is taking his time right now and jumps a little too high. Earlier, you wanted to jump as high as you could on the crane. Not so much in this portion.
Have to watch your head, but you see the on-off switch will block the Goombas from coming out of the pipes. You have to navigate the huge fire.
You probably
breath
just gotta
coming
hit
in
him with the
from
with the
Bowser.
fucking
And
ice,
this is
right?
where
I
it
mean,
gets
the ice will
tricky here
probably
because
hurt
we
him.
saw those 3 icicles, and we always know 3 is the magic number here, Fish.
Right. I wonder how many icicles it'll take to get this Bowser. Okay, the third one goes, and then he thought it was going to be 3 as well. That's why he fell on top of him.
You thought it was going to take 3. The completionist, though, getting ready to go down the chimney. And boy, does he have some gifts for Bowser.
Bowser's been working out. It takes more than 3 now.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Bowser hitting the gym, eating some protein, getting some greens in his system. Completionist, he's on the swinging crane. He's going to take a stab at Bowser. It takes 3.
They do the same thing. Oh no! It's right down to the wire,
Oh,
dude.
man, but these icicles are a very interesting way to be able to hurt Bowser in this level. So that swinging claw, I think, is going to be very useful in how
You're gonna have to
they are able
fucking
to do
double
more
back
than just
again.
3 icicles.
9, rinse and repeat as always. You know how to get on top of Bowser, but now you have to be very careful. Is it going to be 3? No, but those saws, that's not the type of back massage you want right there.
No.
Bowser claiming the completionist. Abdallah trying to navigate things. He's already gotten a couple of icicles on Bowser. That's only 3, though. How many more does he need? 2 more going down. That's 6. That's got to do. No! It takes more than that.
Holy
9.
shit, dude!
Man, the completion is doing the same. Abdallah has his method here. Can he get over? Barely clears it. And that
9!
Extending the run. That's 9 icicles. That's still not enough.
Let's see if it'll do with 3 more. Abdallah.
Well.
Unbelievable.
Yo, they're trolling him. They're fucking trolling him, dude.
12 hits is not enough for Bowser. Where has he been this whole time? He's been training.
The fire keeps coming. Bowser does not want to champion.
Oh, he's done. He's done. He's done.
Knocks out Bowser. Now he just has to navigate the swinging crane. A couple
He's
more
got it.
icicles. Watch out for the saws. And Abdallah gets the axe. Knocks out Bowser. And that will do it as Abdallah is victorious. And he is your Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019 Grand Champion.
What a crazy last level there. The way you take out Bowser was so creative. Super Mario Maker.
I think out of everything in that level there, 9, the thing that surprised people the most, the 14 hits to knock out Bowser. We're all used
Jesus
to 3,
Christ.
but 14 icicles to KO Bowser.
And I think it's so important to recognize how tricky the method that Abdallah was using was, because every time he jumped out, there was a chance that the RNG of Bowser's fire would be there. He almost hit a Goomba as well, and as we all know, every time Mario takes a trip back to the beginning of that level, it resets the health, and Abdallah standing at center stage right now, championing the crowd.
Well, we have a champion, and to present his hardware, everybody, please welcome the producer for Super Mario Maker 2.
Turn off the fucking
Mr.
music.
Tezuka.
Oh
How
my
about
god.
that trophy
Turn
right
off the
there,
music,
9?
please.
One of a kind.
Turn off the
walking over there to
music.
get it. I know that this is exactly what they've been working for this entire time, and to be able to come out on top in the way that he has, just remarkable.
Abdallah, your champion here, and Mr. Tezuka passing off the hardware there. A couple photos as well, too. Let's go ahead, toss it down to Mr. Tezuka for a few comments.
改めまして。
Finally.
アブダラーさん。
Congratulations to you, just again.
本当はね、上の土管から登場したかったんですけども、ちょっと危ないからどうしてもやめてほしいということで、ここから出てきました。
So I actually wanted to enter the stage from that pipe, but I was told by the staff that would be too dangerous, so they told me to stop.
素晴らしい試合でしたね。本当にどちらが勝つか分からなくて。
That was a really great final course you guys played, and I had no idea who was going to win right up until the end.
で私も日本でこのレベルを遊んでみたんですけど、全然クリアできなかったです。
So I actually played these courses myself in Japan, but I was unable to clear any of them.
制作者ですけども、このゲームの、 スタッフですけども、なかなかね、難しいコースは苦手です。
So yeah, even for the staff of this game, these difficult courses are really tricky for us to play. So, but you were truly amazing. It was a super play that you put on display for us.
Tell him to play some Super Mario Maker 1 right now. Tell him to go through a fucking super expert of Mario Maker 1.
でこのゲームを
So
盛
he
り
can
上げてく
fucking
ださ
cry
った
himself
皆
to
さん
sleep.
も拍手を送りたいと思います。このゲームを盛り上げてくださった皆さんにも拍手を送りたい。
So, and I also want to applaud you guys for raising such a good cheer for the entire play we saw today. Thank you. Applaud yourselves.
Yeah, what about that guy that's sleeping in the crowd? He's still sleeping. You can see him right there. He was still sleeping.
この
How is he sleeping through all this?
任天堂のツリーハウスのメンバーが頑張って作ってくださいました。
So these courses that you saw today were created by members of Nintendo's Treehouse.
He's
このトーナメ
dead.
ントのデザインもみん
He's
な彼らが
dead.
考えてくださいました。
And they also thought up all the details for the tournament today.
No! Dude, Spectrum is such a piece of fucking shite, dude. Why do you... Wow, dude. I'm amazed that this is like buffering, but like the stream is still perfectly fine. That's the weirdest thing.
これ皆さん遊んでみたいと思いませんか？
So would you like to give these courses a try yourself?
They're gonna be available on the game.
もうすぐこれ発売されますけども、その後、皆さんにも遊んでもらえるようにと今考えてます。
So this game is going to be coming out pretty soon, and we're thinking of a way to make sure all of you will be able to play these courses as well.
まだまだ、このステージは続きます。もっともっと盛り上がってください。
So we've still got plenty of entertainment for you. You're going to be seen on this stage. So keep up the energy, and we hope you're looking forward to it all.
Wait, what?
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say like a demo or something like that.
The producer of Super Mario Maker 2,
Nothing.
Mr. Tezuka. And how about a round of applause for all of our participants, the Dragon Feeny, Yellow Killer Bee, the Completionist, and your champion, Abdallah. That'll do it for the Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational 2019. Don't
Yeah, that's
forget
how I
Super
feel
Mario
too.
Maker 2
Holy
drops
shit, that
June
fucking
28th.
Splatoon
Make sure you
trophy looks
grab
like
that.
a
You get
dick.
chance to play some of these fantastic levels. But don't go anywhere. We've got more great Nintendo competitive action just around the corner as we get set for the Splatoon 2 World Championships 2019. Next, here at the theater at Ace Hotel.
Wow. I hope for the love of God that somebody there fucking grabbed that producer and fucking pulled him to the side and said, "Why the fuck is there not online multiplayer?" That was the coolest map, was the co-op one. But yet, it would have been really nice. You know, that would have been a cool one to play, like online. But they fucked it. They fucked it. They fucked it.